First, in this topic, we will share about issue of expectation on halal product in market and regulatory bodies, also about halal logo and halal standard bodies.
The objective of this presentation are firstly to understand the function of halal standard bodies in Malaysia, secondly to find out about the correct halal logo used in Malaysia, and lastly to know and overcome the challenges in developing the halal logo.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is NURSYAZWANA BINTI SABRI. Next, I will present the title of Issues of Exploitation on Halal Product in Market. First is food. Using fake logo halal, uncertainty of the substance used in halal product, and misuse of Islamic image. Nowadays, we can see non-Muslim using fake logo halal to get attention from Muslim buyers because they know when they use of Islamic image, Muslim buyers want to buy it because they know it's halal to eat. Okay, next is cosmetics. Ingredient is cosmetic that are toxic to the human being and the use of alcohol in cosmetic products. As we can see nowadays, people are willing to using intoxicating ingredients and alcohol because they want their product is to be sold. And using these ingredients is really to find it affordable to buy it. Okay, next is pharmaceuticals. That pharmaceutical is used to for medicine or pills that we use when we sick. Contains facets such as limbs or unsure of animals that are illegal to eat and are registered in KKM. They're using of animals that are illegal to eat like a pig or dog in their product and spread to the people who use it. And right now, we can see where we scroll in our social media, we can see there are many two products that are not registered in KKM. When we not registered in KKM, it can be dangerous to our health and body. Okay, and lastly is animal feed. Raising a chicken that has not been properly slaughtered because it's already cut into pieces and do not know who slaughtered the animal. Okay, when we go to the supermarket, we going to buy a chicken. We can see that chicken is already cut into pieces. So we don't know who slaughtered the chicken. And it's related to the second point is do not who slaughtered the animal because the chicken is already cut into pieces and we don't know who slaughtered the animal.
Next, I ALIYA YASMIN binti Muhammad NIZAM, and now I'm going to tell you about the need of control body. But before that, let's we understand about what is the meaning of control body. Halal control body is actually an inspection and certification body engaged in the conformity assessment and halal certification of products, processes, and services in the industry. As we know, the main halal control body in Malaysia is none other than JAKIM. Regarding to the issues that already mentioned, we can conclude that the halal industry desperately needs a control body. This is because it can check the conformity with the following standards. As we know, there are some standards that need to be followed by the owner if he wants to maintain a halal certificate for his product. That is why this control body will make an audit from time to time. Second, the need of control body is to regulate all Islamic food products and consumables to be guaranteed pure and halal efficiently and effectively. Based on the issue that have been occurred, there are some companies that use fake halal logos. Due to that, the halal control body will monitor and ensure that the products marketed are truly halal. Third, the need of control body is to ensure a proper halal service and facilitates a global acceptance of your products on consumers and trade level alike. If understood, The control body will actually help further facilitate the trading of halal products and widely accepted.
My name is NURLISA Binti ZAIDI. Today, what I want to share with all of you is about halal logo. What's behind Malaysia halal logo? Halal Malaysia, which is a symbol to indicate the product or business, is certified halal by JAKIM. This is also an indication that the product or business is Sharia compliant. Malaysia Halal logo is an accreditation mark given by JAKIM, which is stand for Jabatan Kemajuan Islam Malaysia, for a product, premise, manufacturer that have fulfilled every halal standard and requirement according to the manual procedure for Malaysia Halal certification. So by this mark, the owner of product, premise or manufacturer are eligible by law to display the halal logo on their product or at their premise or at manufacturing at their facility. So however, displaying halal logo are subject to the specific category of the halal application itself. Next, Islamic law or Shara. Islamic law Shara refer to Islamic law according to the Shafi'i school of thought or the Maliki, Hanbali or Hanafi school of thought as decreed by the King of Malaysia and enforced in wilayah persekutuan or decreed by the royal head of state of any state and enforced in the respective state. So in Malaysia, official halal logo is protected by law under trade description use of expression that stand for Perintah Perihal Dagangan penggunaan istilah halal pada tahun 1975. So the law protect the Malaysia halal logo for being misused. On the left and the right circle, separating the word Malaysia and the Malaysia. And next, we see the halal word at the center. Okay, we can see here. So we can see the fake one. They're using the Malaysia word instead of halal. So we can see that this is the fake one. The real one using halal word, not the Malaysia word. Okay, boleh tengok kat bawah tu. And next, top words refer to which Malaysia standard for the halal certification based on. For example, here using the Malaysia standard 1500 2009 refer to halal food standard. Next, Malaysia word along the top of circle. Okay, the top circle. The fake one we can see here they're using I don't know what kind of word they're using here instead of Malaysia word. And the 5 halal Arabic word at the center on top of halal Romanes word. And the last one Malaysia Arabic word along the bottom of circle. Product requirement of being halal or not halal. So in this sense, halal certification is similar to any type of food certification and audit system. Next, revenue sale increase. When we get halal certificate for an authority foundation and company, we will produce high quality level product revenue sale will increase. Next, foreign direct investment. For the example, we can see Malaysia also has many halal industry park that provide a lot of convenience. So halal park is set to improve the economic performance of the participating company and ensuring halal integrity is not compromised.
My name is BALQIS binti SALIM. I will present about halal standard bodies. Firstly is JAKIM, which is Malaysian Islamic Development Department. The history of the involvement of the Malaysian Islamic Development Department in confirming the halal status of Islamic food and consumable in Malaysia began in 1974 when the Islamic Research Centre, Islamic Affairs Division, Prime Minister Department gave halal certification to several major food products issued by a local food company in the form of a letter of recognition. Function of the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia in the field on halal. Firstly, Malaysian halal certification includes halal certification, halal inspection and verification of overseas slaughterhouses, product sample analysis, presentation of halal information and advisory services, as well as enforcement of the Trade Description Act 2011. Secondly, issuing Malaysian halal certificate for food, consumable and logistic services for eligible application within 30 working days after application is received. Thirdly, proof of recognition of the halal of a Muslim product, food, beverage and consumable based on Islamic law. Next, creating a uniform halal standard in Malaysia. And lastly, eradicate the confusion and doubts that exist among Muslim consumers related to the halal or purity of a product. Alright, for next halal standard bodies is Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, KPD and HEP. The Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs was established on 27 October 1990. The halal sign placed on a product and proof by the halal certificate is a trade description under the Trade Description Act 2011, APD 2011, which is under federal jurisdiction. We can conclude that the function of issuing halal certificate is as follows. Firstly, the issuance of halal certificate is under the jurisdiction of the Minister of Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumerism, KPD and KK. The law is APD 2011, which is under the portfolio of KPD and KK. Halal is one of the trade terms under the Act. Therefore, all power are vested in the controller, deputy controller and assistant controller appointed by the minister in accordance with section 3 of the Act. The power of prosecution as usual rests with the public prosecutor. Secondly, the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, JAKIM, and the State Islamic Religious Council, MAIN, are appointed by the Minister as the authority to make halal certification. All application for halal certification must be made to JAKIM or MAIN.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is the WAFFA of BINTI HESHAM, and I will present this slide, which is challenges authority bodies in developing halal industry in Malaysia. The overlaps jurisdiction of the interagency, halal law enforcement, and the last one is misuse of halal non-Sharia criminal offences. Next slide, that overlaps jurisdiction of the interagency. And the first point is the two main agencies that are often associated with halal certification in Malaysia are the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, which is JAKIM, and the Halal Industry Development Corporation, which is HDC. Both of these agencies play a very important role in the Malaysian halal industry. JAKIM jurisdiction is more focused on halal certification and compliance with halal standard, while HDC is more focused on the development of local and global halal industry, as well as the marketing of halal products. It is common knowledge that JAKIM is a body involved in halal certification and enforcement in Malaysia. But JAKIM does not stand alone and is supported by several other agencies, where each agency has its own role, jurisdiction and legislation. And among the agencies involved are the Ministry of Domestic Trade, Cooperative and Consumerism, KPD and KK, and the State Islamic Security Council. So this shows that there is no special law that can be referenced in relation to halal, as existing legislation is separate from each other. Next, we move to the next slide, halal law enforcement. Law enforcement on offences related to halal products is seen as less effective and difficult to implement. Hakim only acts as a monitor, offender, and a witness, while a prosecution can only be done by KBD and KK. Although the authority card have been given to some JAKIM officers, but the authority card only allowed to enter the premises or company to conduct investigation and inspection. However, it does not qualify JAKIM or JAIN to prosecute. So, the challenge that JAKIM has to face is JAKIM officers involved in the prosecution must be qualified to practice in the civil court because the prosecution power of this halal product is under the jurisdiction of the civil court. Next slide is misuse of halal marks as Sharia criminal offence. Halal is one of the trade matters placed under APD 2011 and under the jurisdiction of KBD and KK. Although the Sharia criminal offences law in the state that provide for the misuse of halal marks, but the penalty imposed on such criminal offender are not sufficient when the punishment for Sharia offences is too long. Besides that, Sharia courts have only jurisdiction over people who practice Islam. So, of course, this provision does not apply to non-Muslim and their company. And for the conclusion, firstly, the halal industry today is thriving and has a bright future. Second, effort toward the mobilization of Muslim entrepreneurs' produce must be intensified further to develop the economy Muslim. Last but not least, Malaysia is poised to become a global halal hub despite other problems and challenges. Manufacturers of halal products also play an important role in achieving what have been set by the government. That's all for our presentation today.